Okay. Whew. I haven't done this for a very long time. This feels very awkward.
Hello everyone. It's now been over a year since I made it back to Japan after being unable to leave Australia for 2 years because of reasons. Did I film my triumphant return? Yes. Have I been too lazy to edit it for over 365 days? Also yes. So here's the story of how I reunited with my second home and travelled internationally during a time when the whole world was in lockdown. Strap yourselves in.
So I got an email from the embassy today to say that my visa was ready to pick up, and I don't know, I don't feel like as excited as I thought I would. I don't know, I feel quite anxious about it, which is ridiculous because this whole 2 years I've just been like waiting to go back. This has been like the biggest roller coaster of emotions in terms of like life these last 2 years, seriously.
What you do to me, there's nothing left to see. You left me in the dark now, and I'm blended with disease. What you do to me, maybe it's my dignity. Made me rip that all apart now, and there is no remedy. And I'm like, oh, hey, oh, I don't know how far this goes, and oh, whoa, yeah, I don't know where this ship will go.
We are all ready to go now, so
What
please sit
you
back, relax,
do to
and
me,
enjoy the flight. Once again, thank you for flying with Singapore Airlines.
there's nothing left to see. You broke my heart in two. Now I'm stuck looking for you. What you do to me, maybe it's my dignity. You made me rip that whole apart now, and now I'm begging on my knees. What you do to me, there's nothing left to see. You left me in the dark now. Don't come be fake with me. What I do to you, Oh, baby, would I do it to you? And I'm like, oh, yeah, ooh, oh, baby, I don't know how far this goes, and hey, ooh, oh, baby, I don't know how far
皆様こんにちは。シンガポール航空 SQ622 便大阪行きをご利用くださいましてありがとうございます。この便はスターアライアンスメンバーとのコードシェア便でございます。大阪までの飛行時間は5時間55分を予定しております。携帯電話およびタブレット端末はご使用いただけますが、音声通話はお控えくださいますようお願いいたします。また、その他の電子機器は機内モードに設定してください。この便の機長はキャプテンジャスティン、客室責任者はミス・ジェン。皆様、関西国際空港に着陸いたしました。ベルト着用の際が消えますまではお座席にお座りのままお待ちください。
If you can't tell by these sliding doors, I'm back in Japan. Okay. So, yeah, I have been back now for pretty much 2 months to the day as of recording. I don't know when I'm going to edit this because I'm lazy. I ended up being in Australia for over 2 years, even though I initially thought it would be 3 months. If you recall, I was granted a student visa in February of 2019, and then Australia snapped its borders shut 5 days before my flight back to Osaka. I just had to kind of wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And I eventually got sick of waiting, and Shinya got sick of waiting for me. So we decided that we would have to take action. And I investigated, having different visa types or what I could do. Eventually we found a solution. I wonder if you've worked it out yet. But that resulted in me having to do a lot of paperwork, a lot of research, a lot of submitting things manually via post, and that is the story I'm going to be telling you today. So I've never had to be so prepared for a flight in my entire life. I had to have a PCR test within 72 hours of the flight leaving Australia. I had to get permission to leave Australian borders, which required not only submitting an application with heaps of different proof, but also getting a stat deck, which is something I've never done before. Trying to do that during lockdown when everything is closed and you're not allowed to leave your house was a challenge, but we got there. I also had to prepare a lot of documents for when I would arrive in Japan. So this included official paperwork for the PCR test result, a written pledge, a QR code about your quarantine, and copies of my passport and my COE. Leaving Australia required me to check in, answer questions, have my temperature checked. When I was trying to check in at the check-in counter, the what do you call them? The check-in people had to call the border control and check if my name was on the register for people who've been granted permission to leave. And then they had to ask me so many different questions. They had to check that I would be accepted into Japan. They had to check my reasoning. They had to check my reason for being granted exemption from the border closure. So a lot of checking happened even before, you know, I'd received the boarding pass, which was very sad because then I had to say goodbye to my family and go through immigration. That was tricky. Oh, Shinya's come home from his appointment. I'm not up to the bit where I talk about you, but do you want to come and be in it?
I'm back.
Yay! It's you!
It's me.
You're very close. Were you happy when you saw me come out of the airport?
When I saw her, like I was checking like smartphone, so I didn't realize you were there,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, she's there. It was not like a dramatic.
No, I thought it would be like kind of dramatic. I thought either we would be like really, really emotional or just be like, hey. And we were just like, hey.
Oh, you got there.
Yeah.
You got here.
I got here.
Yeah.
Come closer to me. Don't you like me?
No. Just joking.
Can I tell them something else?
Oh, we got married.
Yeah! And that's how I got an exemption. And I want to be like, yay, look at our rings. But they didn't arrive yet. No. So, surprise, we're married. You can leave your marriage advice in the comments below. Oh, okay. So when I came back, I had to do 2 weeks quarantine. So you had to put up with me for 2 weeks after not seeing me for 2 years.
It was so hard.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
No, it was not.
No, it wasn't that bad.
It was kind of like camping.
Camping.
In the house.
Yeah, and we had to do, like, we decided we wanted to do our exercise, so I'd, like, stand on a pillow and, like, walk on the same spot for, like, 45 minutes.
It was like a jail.
And then we finally got to go outside, and it was, like, the most exciting thing ever. Oh, and we had to, like, get a video call every day from there's, like, a quarantine app thing. I'll, like, put it here, and it would record our faces every day for like 30 seconds, but there was no one on the other end. So we both had to like enter there's like a circle you have to put your face in. I took a picture of it every day, and like the first day Shinya's like, and then by the last day he's just like oh, one time I was doing a face mask and then it rang, so I had to quickly take it off. Remember that?
Yeah.
And now, here's the guide that nobody asked for or needs.
To get married, normally, right, you got to be in the same physical location, but it's not that boring.
Sorry.
So we got married via correspondence, I guess you would call it, or maybe via proxy. I don't know what the official name would be. Shinya had to go and collect the City Hall paper. Yeah, that pink one with the sprout guy on it. And then fill out his part of it. And then physically post it to me. And then I had to fill out my part of it and send it back. And then you had to take that back to the City Hall.
Yeah, the guy was checking if you are allowed to or not.
If you're allowed to or not.
Allowed to
Get married.
get married. I mean, like, document is correct or not.
Okay. Even like before that, I had to get a document that said I was allowed to be married, which is called a certificate of no impediment. And that was basically, I thought it would be this fancy, like, actual certificate thing. It was a bit of paper that they printed off, and it cost me like, what, $110 or something like that. But anyway, I had to submit that to you, and then you submitted that with the marriage certificate thing, which like is the cutest application form I've ever seen. It looks like it's aimed at 5-year-olds, but that's okay. And then like a couple days later you got a phone call and they said what? Hey, guess what? You're married?
No, right. I just called them. I feel like we got married.
Okay.
We're allowed to.
And then you messaged me and your message was literally like, hey, guess what? We're married. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah,
yeah, that's the story of our amazing wedding. We'll see you guys again, hopefully very soon. Bye.
Bye bye.
Your butt's on camera.